Let's talk about the currency of wisdom. Wisdom is the currency of curiosity about value. What does that mean? You grow your wisdom through curiosity, through asking deeper questions about important topics in your life, which fundamentally comes down to what do you value? What do you stand for? Who are you? Who are you really? And how do you link who you are with what you value, with what you do in the world? And how do you bring your wisdom to all of that so you do it really well? You make a contribution in the world that gives you fulfillment and enables you to experience purpose. That's where wisdom becomes important, because creating wealth without wisdom leaves you feeling very empty. It leaves you feeling like you've created all this richness for yourself, but you wonder what the purpose of it is. And many wealthy, successful people are hitting that point, especially now with where we are in an evolutionary perspective. They're saying, why have I done this? What's the purpose of all of it? Why have I committed my entire life to making money and then I'm not sure what the point of it was? And so for me, if we grow our wisdom as a part of growing our wealth, we avoid that extremely challenging moment and we build wisdom into wealth right from the very beginning. So really, wisdom is about making decisions. It's about making wiser decisions in your life. And a wise decision is a holistic decision. It doesn't just take account of one thing. Okay, I'm going to make money at the expense of everything else. A wise decision says, I'm going to make money. I want to make sure that I have time for my life and for myself. I'm going to make sure I have good relationships with my family and with the people who I do business with. It brings all of these things together and it makes you look for that holistic solution rather than a very linear solution that is likely to lead you into trouble later. Of course, wisdom connects you with your purpose, with your sense of purpose. This curiosity about value brings you always back to the central themes of your life. Who are you? What are you doing here? What are you doing about it? Why are you here? Why are you alive? And as a result, as we cultivate our wisdom, we experience great fulfillment. And it also becomes the underlying wealth that enables us to change the world to become a better place. Whether you do that through your business relationships and your business connections, or whether it's the purpose of your business to change the world, if you do not bring wisdom into your wealth, you are taking a great risk with what you're doing. And if you bring wisdom into your wealth creation, you are likely to make a change that you feel really fulfilled by and that other people are truly grateful for. So let's look at some principles for growing wisdom. The first is to connect with your soul's purpose. It's not just what am I going to achieve? What are my goals? What are the external things that I want to create in my life so that I feel wealthy? It's actually, what is my soul here to experience? And how do I bring that into my life and align my achievements with my soul's purpose so that in achieving whatever I choose to achieve, and that's a great thing to be able to do that, I'm also at the same time fulfilling my soul. This is a big ask. This is where we need to get really holistic, because you can't do this just from your mind. You need to involve your soul and your heart and your whole being. Your whole energy field needs to be involved in growing your wisdom so that you can make decisions that fulfill your soul's purpose at the same time as fulfilling your more material on the earth purpose and achievements. This is also the time where we start to really align with our spirituality. So we could say that our spirituality is our deep values, the expression of our deep values, and it's also our understanding of the world and of the cosmos and of our place in life. And so an exploration of our spiritual values, which is not necessarily religious at all. It's very much about you and your relationship with the cosmos, with all of life. That becomes a very important part of growing your wisdom. When you know who you know where you are and why you're here, and you have chosen what you're going to do about that. You've chosen your purpose, you've chosen your mission, you've chosen the work that you're doing in order to fulfill your sense of purpose. You can even feel, as I speak about it, how much depth that brings to your wealth. This is truly an element of true wealth. And the third part of growing your wisdom for me is to understand what I call the game changers journey. We have often grown up with the idea that we need to be a hero, and some people grew up feeling they need to save the world or change the world in a very heroic way. And others have grown up figuring out, well, there's no way that I could change the world. It's far too difficult. There's far too much wrong with it. And that creates a kind of anti-hero where you can feel a bit switched off or apathetic or depressed, that even though you care about it very much, you feel like whatever you do isn't enough. And that's not a really healthy expression of your wisdom, and it's not a really healthy expression of true wealth. So what I found is that there's a really different journey we can do from the hero's journey, which is what I call the game changers journey. Many of us feel called to contribute to making the world a better place, and that's quite natural. That's our noble calling, if you like. That's what gives us a sense of purpose and achievement in human life. It's not just making money, but it's doing something worthwhile that makes a difference to other people. But what we often don't realize is what the journey of that is. So the game changers journey is a series of steps that we, or periods of our life that we go through, and we go through many iterations of these, so on a small scale and on a large scale, that take us from that place where maybe we started perhaps when we were much younger, where there was some real pain or struggle or suffering or confusion in our life that caused us to start asking questions, and then triggered a kind of waking up experience or a period of waking up where we started to see life more clearly. And then from there, sometimes we get the sense like, oh, I want to contribute to making the world better, perhaps because of my own experience or because it feels like who I am. And we embark on this journey that has all kinds of challenges that we're usually not prepared for. What I found with most game changers is that they get so driven by their mission and their purpose that they ignore all the other challenges in their life, which are often much more personal. Things like relationship challenges, personal, how you feel, of course, financial challenges, even your own purpose can start to feel jaded or empty, or you can start to feel depressed, but you just push on because you've got to do your mission, and you ignore your own needs. So there are all these challenges that come along the journey, and when we understand how to face those challenges, they become the key to being a person who actually creates meaningful change in the world. So if you're totally mission driven and you're ignoring some of the problems that are going on in your life, you're actually ignoring the keys to your success in being a game changer. And that's why, for me, this is a very, very important part, the wisdom of understanding the journey that you are on, so that you can grow all the wealth and resources you need in order to fulfill whatever is in your heart and in your soul. That combines wealth with purpose, which makes a truly wealthy and fulfilling life. So thank you for listening to me share a little bit about these 4 currencies. The next step is a longer video where I'm going to talk about how we bring these 4 currencies, this growth of wealth, together with our purpose so that we become an effective game changer. You may be a very effective person already who's looking at how you can contribute more to making the world better. You may be very driven on your purpose and how to make the world better and looking to how you can become more effective. In my work, I like to bring those two together. Effective people with game changers bring game changing to effectiveness and effectiveness to game changing. And we do that by mixing with each other. And that's what I'd like to explore in the next video. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.